Dealing with the rift's important, but so is getting justice for our crew. Mercy's a fine concept, but I'm not convinced everyone deserves it. Just hope we don't come to regret our stayed hand. I'm gonna need time to muddle through all this, so let's just end things there, for now.
Saving the delegates from DeVries took considerable effort, dear. Of course you could, but you didn't. They still might have a role to play if we're to close the rifts. May the plan...
Never thought you'd manage to save DeVries along with the delegates. They could be good allies when we look for help closing the rifts. Assuming DeVries sticks to her change of heart. Reckon my being present for the dramatic rescue will gain me some clout with Auntie's choice. Just got 2 or 3 more incidents like this to win my way back in, I'd say. There's one thing I can't shake, though. That rift exploded at just the right time, right in the middle of the peace talks. Wouldn't happen to be the universe trying to tell us something, would it? I reckon it's saying that all our political machinations will mean nothing in due time. Nature will always defeat us. But we can learn to work with it, like with the Rift Tech. By the way, what DeVries said about Auntie and the Rift Tech, don't take it to heart, huh? Auntie ain't an idiot. Much as she loves business, reckon she loves self-preservation even more. I'd agree with you, but I reckon we don't have the time to seek out certainty. Still, think we ought to pay the undisputed claim a visit, see if we can court Auntie's aid. Your boss was clear. We'll need all the help we can get to close these rifts. Whether we gain that help from Auntie or not, I won't lose sight of that. Our galaxy's survival is of far more consequence than our loyalties. Anyway, appreciate you hearing me out.
I'm glad we made it off Greater Tranquility Station. Presumably the delegates did as well. I'm pleased we prevented their murder. But they remain my enemies, peddling a false peace. I only hope we do not pay for this decision in the future. But let us focus on the task at hand, saving Arcadia from the rifts.
Commander.
Anti-Fizzo's Purple Berry Punch. You want to switch? Right here. concentrated water. Just add air. Now available in carbonated.
Injuries detected. How may this unit assist you?
It's Fizzos, Fizzos, we love Fizzos, Fizzos, Spectrum.
This is Anti-Cleo, offering a warm welcome to all visiting Anti-Choice employees, affiliates in training, and ethically grey consultants who labor with committing to a side.
The story of Anti-Cleo versus the Moon Man is a ballad for our ages. A thing of legend to be handed down for a modest fee to each successive generation. Spacer's Choice swollen-headed mascot represents the worst impulses of old corporations, who unfairly stacked the deck against the little person, as they tried with us at Tau Ceti. But did Anti-Cleo take Spacer's Choice devious shenanigans lying down? No! Just like our sponsored tossball team, the Anti-Cleo's darlings refused to do when things were down at the end of the sponsorship series against the Spacers
of incremental product improvements, sales of new and improved stimulants and nutrition supplements are up 11% quarter over quarter. Not too shabby, but that's small change compared to experimental operations, where top lab coats are doing pioneering, confidential work in, well, whatever they're working on. Don't worry about it. All I know is their department alone is responsible for a 28% increase in our entire operational budget for the next fiscal semi-decade. Credit where it's due. To me, as your chief executive, I've fostered a healthy, cutthroat rivalry between our top divisions. Jealousy, hard feelings, really stirring the pot. Unorthodox? Well, no, not really. But I get results, writ large and black ink on our balance sheet. You're welcome, employees. Have a profitable day. Always remember, commercialism is the foundation that Auntie's Choice Society is based upon. Not because we worship bits, but because of the system's glorious efficacy. While the Protectorate decide what its subjects get, we respond to what you want through your decisions as consumers. What's more, we skip the frivolously lengthy approval process our overbearing neighbors employ. Why wait 20 years to bring a new product to market when it can be enhancing people's lives now? As a responsible member of society, we allow you to take part in public product testing, respecting your right to risk a few pesky side effects as an early adopter. At Auntie's Choice, we understand that the marketplace is dynamic, efficient, and well-suited to the shifting needs of our populace. After all, that's what unbridled freedom's all about.
Live, love, laugh, purchase, and consume.
With Auntie's Choice. As your peerless leader, known for her unparalleled business acumen, I might appear above the occasional frivolity. But no, I do enjoy spectating a rousing sporting match as much as all of you base rank and file. The Big Rift cut off tossball news from home, but our Arcadia-grown league is a worthy substitute. Certainly a more profitable program than the Protectorate's watered-down rip-off. Pitchball, they call it. My, how imaginative. And don't get me started on their arbitrary rule changes. Bronzing is prohibited in the Tuesday and Thursday zones. Why even have the T-zones then? Oh, and sportsmanlike conduct is tolerated? That will put posteriors in the seats. A blood sport without blood sounds like red ink to Auntie. Our tossball teams play for keeps. I witnessed no fewer than 6 critical blood force traumas in last week's contest between the Easy Heel Loafers and Spectrum brand bandits. I pit our least bankable tossball team against the Protectorate's entire roster of pitchball pushovers any day of the fiscal week. Even with half our team's 32 backs benched, they'd forfeit by middle time. It would be an embarrassment of body goals. Imagine the ad windfall. Our athletic assets would achieve full profit potential as human billboards. Of course, I also enjoy the simple pleasure of watching professional athletes bludgeon each other. Such a relatable interest. See, subordinates, I'm just like you. Until next time, look for me in the Platinum Executive Skybox above the line of scrimmage. Auntie Cleo's was specifically founded to fight what nature inflicts, to offer higher quality pharmaceuticals
Where'd you learn how to weld, anyway? Some fly-by-night indentured internship?
I'm a self-taught self-starter. What's your excuse?
Have a profitable day.
Working hard or hardly working?
Concession sales. Invasive marketing hucked it out of the arena with their official anti-choice branded Christmas bounty targets. But I digress. Just as in Tossball, we all need to put on our winner face. The extra even zone. This is a marathon, not a sprint to get hugged into the Wednesday zone. It is that too. Sometimes you can score a mighty goal. All sides. They are the rules of play to win. Do both. Motivated. Certainly you are. Now, step up to the line of scrimmage and let's competition. See you at center field. Always remember, Kirschism is the foundation that anti-choice society is based upon.
You got my begrudging respect, so congratulations.
I'm a huge admirer of your work. From a safe distance. You know what? You're all right. We respond to what you want through your decisions as consumers. What's more, we skip the frivolously lengthy approval process of bearing eggs as employed. Why wait 20 years to bring a new product to market?
Well, if it isn't our favorite contractor.
As a responsible member of society, we allow you to take part in
Rats are due for eating. Where's the rat handler in charge?
Hey, you haven't seen any loose raptidons running around, have you? Sure. Some say my descriptions really breathe life into a subject. Could probably draw a decent depiction of one, too. But they look almost exactly like them over there. Unbelievable. Last time I got stuck with the blame for someone else's ineptitude, I got demoted 2 full ranks. You wouldn't happen to be someone well-versed in weapons, explosives, and/or advanced hand-to-hand fighting, would you? And, you know, work cheap? Uh-huh. Exactly. You in? Oh, good. Someone competent and undemanding. If the Raps aren't here, they've got to be on the creature combat conditioning deck, unbound and undoubtedly pugnacious. This here card will give you access to the elevator at Market Compliance. That, in turn, is behind the value-added esplanade next to the entrance to Head Office Tower. See any Raps loose there? Shoot, explode, or thwack them unsparingly.
Poor Raps. Now they gotta die just because these hullheads didn't look after them properly.
But we can always do better. I'll give it to you straight in my quarterly underperformance review. First up,
That's make you employee of the fiscal quarter.
Hostile in proximity. You try to limit further damage.
The story of Anti-Cleo versus the Moon Man is a battle for our ages. A thing of legend to be handed
Well,
down from modest
you see them running away? Shh.
generations. Caesar's choice, woman-headed mascot represents the worst impulses of old corporations who unfairly stack the deck against the little person as they try to sit out the city. But did Anti-Cleo take Caesar's choice devious shenanigans like no! Just like our sponsor Dusty, Anti-Cleo's darlings refused to do things down and the sponsorship series against the
You go on ahead. Some shilly-shallying about what to do.
chose goal at the end of the 56th inning, then hit a Sunday goal to win the game. Whenever I see that Moon Man's gritty face, I don't believe it in
Certification, transfer work, and a reasonable bribe at the ready. Ah, you're not a transfer or visiting Auntie's Choice employee. I'll need to check your current standing with corporate affairs. Alrighty. Commencing review. Estimated wait time? Unknown. Really? Reads like a recap of an Aetherwave drama. You're clearly a valued partner of Auntie's Choice, but your standing with us could be higher if you accepted our special offer. All it requires is allowing us to affix an Auntie's Choice holo advertorial inside your ship, so you can bear our messaging with pride and share it across Arcadia. Good question. There's only one choice. Auntie's Choice. We'll choose for you. Anecdotal feedback from paid experts shows it increases the odds of a ship's crew purchasing Auntie's Choice products by a whopping 11%. Splendid. Should be ready next time you're back. Enjoy your time on the ACS Undisputed Claim, the pride of Auntie's Choice corporate war fleet. Here's a ticket to the first stop on the Profit Mover Trimicular. From there, make your way through the Esplanade to the head office tower reception desk for details on our exciting contract opportunity.
To hide them away from danger. I'm Anti-Cleo, and I won't lie. The universe is filled with things that want to kill you. Luckily, our products, and only our products, can reliably prevent that. So I say, don't cower and hide. Go make something of yourselves.
Word on the street is you're wildfire goal-oriented.
Areas for client intake specialists only. So, I admire your go-where-I-want attitude. Why choose just any choice when you could choose Auntie's Choice?
We took what nature heedlessly assembled and vastly rebetted. Artificial means at Auntie's Choice we strive to be 110% wholly artificial. Artificiality is our guiding principle. Enjoy an artificially enhanced existence through conspicuous consumption of unavoidable embedded chemicals with Auntie's Choice. Attention any and all new guests on my payroll. It's time to recognize
By entering further, you gain all entrances to anatomy,
Always remember, commercialism is the foundation that anti-choice.
You go on ahead. I'm shelling about what to do.
See, you're not a transfer or visiting Auntie's Choice employee. I'll need to check your current standing. Well, you're clearly... All it requires is allowing us to... go on ahead anyway. You're a value... Enjoy your time on the ACS Undisputed Claim, the pride of Auntie's Choice corporate wharf. From there...
Came here because I heard Auntie's Choice was contracting. And I heard about the job.
As an early adopter at Auntie's Choice, we understand that the mechanism is dynamic, efficient, and well-suited.
You have questions? We have answers. Anything you need to know about this fine location for a minimal price. Like who? Or whom? Or such as? Does the name... I almost need details on anybody else? There's no way you're getting to see her without an invite, though. Not sure. Like most of our execs, like what? Ask away. Anything else you need to know about the Esplanade? You're not thinking of trying to go? Oh, that's an easy one. There's a welfare...
You got my begrudging respect, so congratulations.
Wow, this is first class.
Next fiscal semi-decade, credit where it's due. To me, as your chief executive, ACS Undisputed Claim is not only our corporate headquarters and flagship, it's the heart of our efforts to spread unbridled self-betterment and free trade across the galaxy. Our flagship also sports a bustling commercial promenade where you'll find a wide assortment of products, wares, and miscellaneous bric-a-brac from all Auntie's Choice departments.
Hey, you, soldier with the, arm. Got a delivery for you. Got a delivery for an Inez Silong? That you? I mean, I'm sure it's you, considering there aren't many of you folk running about. But I've got to ask, company policy.
Yeah, it's me all right. Who is asking, exactly?
Hey, just a courier friend. Nothing funny like. A soldier named Ortiz hired me to find you, if I could, and deliver this message. Couldn't tell you. The client paid extra for complete confidentiality and prompt delivery. As a reminder, we don't offer return to sender service unless you pay double plus expediting charges. Until next time.
Ugh. Ain't heard from Ortiz in months. When we get back to the ship, let's give this a watch.
Put posteriors as the seats. A blood sword without blood sounds like red ink to Auntie. Ortiz play for keeps. Eyewitnesses know fewer than 6 critical unforced dramas. What sort of reception do morally gray outsiders receive when they enjoyment of Andy's choice? Let's take a look.
Welcome, eager go-getter, daredevil, self-determined story hero. Autocracy into death. Esteemed and valuable disposal agent program. As an IDA, you live the life of an evocative allegory. Adventurous and help bring Auntie Cleo's astonishing new conglomerate, Auntie's Choice, to Arcadia. Auntie's Choice delivers the unimaginable every day. So, as our IDA, you may visit equitable profits, beneficent scheduling, and the best healthcare your bits can buy. Plus, as part of Auntie's Choice, your purchases drive our perpetual growth and fund the unparalleled systems that bring the best things in life to life all across the galaxy.
Pretty intriguing. IDA program today.
I'm sure this is impressive to someone, but not me.
You there? Yes, you! I'd recognize your kind anywhere. You're one of those folks that eats food, and I've got just the sort of grub you've been missing.
Artificiality is our guiding principle. Enjoy an artificially enhanced.
You feeling famished, peckish, hoggish, malnourished, audacious, voracious, rapacious, avaricious, predacious, or even just plain hungry? I've got you covered. The best way to stop a tummy from rumbling is to cram it painfully full of foodish and food-like items.
Item. Business is good. We have positivity. Our portfolio is diversified, but we can always do better. I'll give it to you straight in my quarterly underperformance review. First up, excessive corporate malfeasance. The only division.
Yes, you! I recognize your kind anywhere. Chewing is for chumps and injecting is...
Step on up and pick your poison or your healthy poison alternative. We've got it all. I've got all the refreshment bits can buy, or at least all that your bits can buy.
Put us in the red. Learn to negotiate. Xenobiological exploitation output.
Your doctor called and said, just name your cup.
I'm not paying professional hunters to run a petty zoo. Acquire and exploit the local fauna like it's your life's work. I get it. Between the rifts, aggressive rivals, and the actions of Maverick Freeman.
Unrelated bric-a-brac. We got your unrelated bric-a-brac right here. We market the most miscellaneous miscellany on the ACS Undisputed Claim. Feast your...
but I'll have no truck with the... Deficient. Respected subordinates.
At Unrelated Bric-a-Brac, we offer only the oddest odds and ends. One person...
Said parasite absolves Auntie's choice of any...
At Unrelated Bric-a-Brac, we offer only one person...
Hey, think you dropped something?
Yeah, you dropped something. Word to the wise. Mind your personal... Plenty of opportunists here, eager to take you for all you're worth. You're lucky I found this, thing you dropped. Get me?
Feeling queasy? Seeing spots? Bleeding? Made by the finest of Auntie's apothecaries using the most cutting edge of excellent.
Bronzing is prohibited in the Tuesday
Experience the most sought-after inebriate.
Need anything? Well, it's only the most popular drink in Arcadia. And you can only get it here at the Bottom Runger. Don't ask what's in it. Even I don't know. At the Bottom Runger, we offer inebriation for the budget
Welcome to the Bottom Runger, exclusive home of the Raptidon Bite. That's what everyone. However, you are welcome to not tending bar right now. But my employee here, Mayor,
embarrassment of body hairs.
It's the burning sensation on everyone's tongue and upper GI tract.
I'm sorry, but I'm quite busy at the moment. There are a half-dozen sinks left to clean this shift, as well as one thoroughly formidable latrine, and I... Wait. How terribly rude of me! It's you! You're the one who talked me down from my horrible course at the N-Ray range on Golden Ridge. Improving myself, my friend. I have a new lease on my existence, and it's all thanks to you. You see, I meditated on your words, and on the events that led me to strapping myself to an explosive threatening to kill us both. Something had to change. I realized that the tremendous question, that of controlling the universe's uncertainty, was too tremendous to pursue. So I sought an environment I could control.
Tell me, Victor, scientician to scientician, how do you feel about this new path of yours? Do you believe it in accordance with the plan? Are you, dare I say it, happy?
I take a simple joy in each latrine I leave spotless.
On a purely theoretical level, I admire that.
I do believe I am where I was always meant to be. Janitorial science is deceptively difficult and shockingly stimulating. If you've not, you must try it sometime. Eliminating the malodorous quality of a once bilious stall is just as stimulating a dilemma as any mathematical quandary. Anyhow, I mean not to ramble. Once again, consider me in your debt, eternally. If you ever require a sanitation engineer, I shall come running, mop in hand.
Biological exploitation output is down 18%. I'm not paying professional hunters to run a petting zoo. Acquire and exploit the local fauna.
Purple berry product samples! Purple berry product samples!
Rivals and the actions of freelancers. There's a lot of volatility out there right now.
Complimentary purple berry comestibles! Compliments of Auntie's Choice!
But I'll have no truck with the ambition deficient. Respected subordinates. Spare me no gumption, and I promise.
Hey, go-getter. Get yourself over here. Look, I'll be direct. We've had our eye on you for some time. Practically a minute, all told. And I can tell you're the very thing we're looking for. You possess the sort of rugged, nonconformist, individualist nature that our listeners identify with. Or believe they do, anyway. From the meekest flunky to the most milquetoast myrmidon, why, friend, you're everything they want to be. There's two things I desperately require. Realism, authenticity. Sure, some might say they're the same thing, but I use both to highlight emphatic weight. We're working on a brand new set of advertisements and need your exact kind of distinct perspective. Of course it pays. Not amazingly, sure, but it's a rare chance to make something true and real that speaks to people. And And that possesses a certain cachet, right? Listen, you've got the stuff that can't be faked. Our listeners are sophisticated. They can see right through anything less than 110% genuine. Step inside. I'll introduce you to our main creative type, Mitt Tarkenton. Why, the things he does with words you wouldn't believe. He'll tell you how we do things, how we sell product. Then you provide your expertise, lend your maverick perspective to help him come up with how. All it requires is you be yourself, unabashedly. Then get paid for it. Head into our recording facility when you're ready. Mitt will be in one of the studios. I'll be right along.
Appreciate you handling our dirty work.
Employees, adhere to writing your workday with a report on just how much money your toil is netting us. It's time for
Head on back to the studio. Mitt will be waiting.
product development.
Purple berry product sample. Purple berry product sample.
Thanks to our marketing wizards, incremental product improvements, sales of new and improved stimulants and nutrition supplements.
Ever miss a limited time offer and wonder about how your life would have been? Ever read the Middle Manager Handbook? Really shores up the foundation of your fundamentals.
Labs are doing pioneering, confidential work in whatever they're working on. Don't worry about it. All I know is their department alone is responsible for a 28.
The recipe of our exclusive cocktail is our most exclusive.
Afraid I'm not being paid to talk to you at present.
Overbearing tyrannical regimes like the Protectorate want to control their subjects.
Purple berry product sample. Purple berry product sample.
Sorry, in the midst of composing my latest product-oriented dramatization. Talk later.
Luckily, our products and only our products can reliably prevent that. So I say, don't cower and hide. Go make something of yourself.
Here for a recording session? Then I'm back.
More daring, exhilarating, against a hostile, peril-filled universe with Anti's choice. Daredevils rejoice with Anti's choice. Our product line is stronger than nature.
No autographs, I'm afraid. Not outside of special appearances. Normally I would, but
Nature heedlessly assembled and vastly rebadged through artificial means. At Anti's choice, we strive to be 110% wholly plus artificial. Artificiality is our guiding principle. Enjoy and enhance existence through the conspicuous consumption of embedded chemicals. With Anti's choice.
Yes? Can I help you? Ah, you appear like a rugged sort. Let me guess. Thessaly sent you.
That I did. This is Mitt Tarkenton, advertising copywriter extraordinaire. Mitt, this is our Maverick outsider. They've heard the pitch and agreed.
Charmed. Yes, well, dive right in, shall we? To begin, allow me to share a bit on how we shape ideas. Part the veil about this magical art we call advertising. Everyone. If they don't have a need yet, it's our job to give them one. Then provided. A little background first to frame your thinking. when writing advertisement copy.
I'm like you.
I'm who you want to be.
I, who have cultivated a persona as a sarcastic doubter, am not normally into things, so you really ought to listen to me about this.
And I just hate that thing that never happens, yet absolutely could.
Any other general questions before we get started?
Somehow all of them, apparently.
Even the most buttoned-down rule follower imagines themselves a rebel in some way.
All right, I'll ask a few questions about your singular way of looking at things, then translate your unique perspective into lines for the ad. Now, first question. How can we best understand those like you? Any insight on your kind of unique perspective? All right. Now, I'll reinterpret your response into a line for the ad. Something like, calling all high-minded individuals. Next question. How do we best illustrate credibility? Say, through something you know, or hate. Right. Maybe everyone watches for your next move, so they can copy it. What's an aspirational goal for those who identify with you? Okay, perfect. How about your needs are different than everyone else's? Last question. What do you desire most out of life? And I should mention we have a little leeway to fine-tune the product offering. Have just the thing. Now available in Hearty Eater Jumbo size. 5 pounds with an attachable feed bag.
Yes. Suppose you might need to hear it assembled to make sense of it all. Just a moment while we put it together. I can already hear it in my head, and it is perfect. All right, that's a wrap. Roll the assembly. Fine work, everyone. Take a good listen.
Calling all high-minded individuals. Everyone watches for your next move, so they can copy it. Your needs are different than everyone else's. That's why we've updated our premier cyst rides just for you. Auntie Cleo and Pals deep-fried Sisty Bits. Now available in Hearty Eater Jumbo size. 5 pounds with an attachable feed bag.
Because nature wants to kill you. Since then, our company has grown, evolved, consumed the first of many rivals. But that original goal remains one of our goals. Yes, now we strive to spread unfettered free trade and self-betterment throughout our galaxy. But we do so knowing you persist, well fortified by our products. Survive, arrive, armed with Auntie's choice. Trust your Auntie.
Sorry, no autographs.
Sorry, in the midst of composing my latest product-oriented dramatization. Talk.
Doesn't mean she can't resonate some bottom-rung relatability. Business is tough. A game of inches and footballs. Play
Purple Berry product samples! Purple Berry!
Samples from our nutritious tobacco
There's more than one way to make a killing.
Why, I was just watching the latest bout between the Easy Heel Loafers and the Zero-G Shooters. Just quality cleaving from the half to the closing scene. It's
Which do you like invading?
You seem like a go-getter. Let's consume lunch sometime.
official Auntie's Choice branded crispity bucket.
You can't tell the difference between cover and concealment? Then you need a good set of... Well, welcome, future repeat customer. I can tell just by looking at you that you'll be back again and again. Ready to make a purchase? Because you have the kind of face folks just love to shoot at. They can't right seem to help themselves. They just want to put a bullet in you. And don't take it personal now. It's a compliment if it's anything. So, you game to see my wares? All right. But we'd probably save a whole lot of time if you just gave me all your bits.
Choice and the Protectorate both count very little. The Order of the Ascendant counts the most. And now, more music to perform advanced calculations by.
See you at Centerfield.
Welcome! Here at Arnie's Armory, the customer's goals are our goals. So, how can I help you achieve just the right amount of reckless, unspeakable violence today? You name it, we got it. I got your locks, I got...
Discovered by and named Pythagorean. No ratio of two numbers are fractional. These numbers that we henceforth call irrational.
Artificiality is a guiding principle.
From pop guns to self-propelled cannons, I have whatever... Explain. Whatever size weaponry you need to make all your problems past tense.
Can't tell the difference between cover and concealment? Then you need a good set of armor before someone succeeds in ventilating you.
From the Fibonacci set behold, second only to the number known as pi. Pi is a worldwide phenomenon. Attempt to square a circle and you'll need it. Don't confuse it with its homonym sibling. It's a number you cannot hit. They're irrational, 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 irrational. Remainder is mishmashinal. What's a number that has no ending? A number that we call transcending. A mathematics man named Euler. His work was that of genius and astounding. His number you see as a lowercase e to calculate with interest compounding. They're irrational, 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 irrational. Remainder is mishmashinal.
Your thorough appreciation of that song was considered a probabilistic certainty.
The following song has been determined to facilitate abstract thinking and constructive rumination.
The very fact we found each other boggles the undisciplined mind. I can count on you, you can count on me. We're the golden ratio, geometric harmony. Our theories are challenged. When we stare down peer review, you can count on me, and I can count on you. Colleagues can be cold, but academia's always true. Why use double entendres when sextuple ones will do? You taught me scientismic ways, Eve insisted not foresee. Two heavenly bodies never had pressure. Shut my fluids to 100 degrees Celsius. Putting facts over feelings, that's scientism's adage. Together we rise above, we beat the means average. We cite each other's sources, cite each other's dissertations. In our universe of lonely nights, we have an internet collaboration. I can count on you, you can count on me. We're the golden ratio, geometric harmony. When our theories are challenged, when we stare down peer review, you can count on me, and I can count on you.
This is Grand Plan Wireless, broadcasting soothing tunes for your audio canal and enriching content for your cerebral cortex around the chronometer until we achieve ascension. A general reminder for the especially studious: monitor your step when traversing between academical appointments. Do not read and walk. If you must operate near or adjacent to said conspicuous dimensional disturbances, please take additional care. Eyes forward, noses out of academic journals.
So ends this missive.
Continuing as predetermined. This popular number has been conclusively proven to promote cognitive function.
If I measured every heartbeat and then It's both clear and ambivalent. Love does not compute. If all matter has mass and thus exerts attraction,
Magic Plus.
Just want to say good luck. We're all counting.
Love fit in a constant function. The variables seem infinite. It's both clear and
Ratcheting up my aggression. Reviving me is strategically optimal.
To determine exactly what career you would become,
I have a fix on it.
you have nothing to lose and everything to gain.
You're feeling anxious about what's next? Just wait. Things that come that way constantly happen. Future is colliding with the present every moment.
And now a song from a composer predicted to have 3 well-liked melodies and become allergic to water this year.
The color of space. A chromospectral analysis. When asked about the average color of space, the famous stellar cartographer Knutson Odegaard replied, no hesitation, to experience human astronomy, his answer was the expected one. But I can already hear the outburst listener bleating, their faces contorted into a rictus of ignorance. Wouldn't the average color be black or white, or simply a shade of gray? No, it wouldn't. The answer is rooted in the science of how hot objects absorb emitting light, which answers the ancillary of why there are no green stars. To understand all of this, you must understand the basics of thermal divarication emission. The typical piece of non-heated matter absorbs most electromagnetic radiation that falls upon it, including light, infrared, and near emissions. And the matter reflects only a small portion of that radiation. The visible part of that reflection is its color. However, most stellar objects generate radiation that they absorb, so they can be modeled as an idealized object, which
Who do you think's getting this big promotion?
My bets are on Ormsby. She's the more predacious of the two.
Stellar composition determines what packets of light will be emitted. Determines the frequency of light.
You're my kind of
Portion
subcontractor.
of the spectrum that light in. Low temperature, infrared, visible to us with spectroscopy not as the stellar body's temperature increases, its emitted light shifts up into visible light, through red into orange, then yellow, then white. Even rare blue stars exist. These are the hottest stars, emitting mostly blue and invisible ultraviolet light. So why are there no green stars, you wonder? I think listeners could easily draw this trivial conclusion for themselves, but if I must, it's because any star emitting green light also emits bluish and or reddish light too, resulting in a non-green star. There is no naturally occurring stellar composition that emits solely packets of green light. In fact, such a composition itself would constitute evidence for intelligent interference, and no such evidence of any kind has ever been detected. Let's get back to Newton Odescard, the famous stellar cartographer. The methodology of the Odescard's chromospectral survey was straightforward. He partitioned his astronomical field of view into grids, then tagged each object in every grid. He ignored empty regions, as black would only dim the color and not change its fundamental hue. The light from every galaxy, star, nebula, and quasar was gathered and fed into a central tabulator for computation. The subsequent spectral analysis produced a final answer to within 0.5% of the predicted value. And that result was beige. More specifically, in the cylindrical coordinate model of color space, the hue is 42 degrees, while the saturation is a mere 9%, and the value is a full 100%. In more novice terms, while the color tends towards white, the addition of a variety of reds and some blues results in a more beige tone. And there you have it. So go forth, neophytes, and as you study your lessons, stare at the nondescript walls of your library, classroom, or dormitory facility, and exult in the knowledge that beige is also the color of the universe.
And now, constructually compelling yet categorically veracious statements regarding products researched and designed to increase energy, efficiency, creativity, and focus.
The future of nourishment is here. Apogee chips, shelf-stable and intestinally safe. Tomorrow's favorite snack is available today.
From the Order of the Ascendant. Humorous hot beverage mug text recently observed, "Scienticians seek safety in numbers and enlightenment." Avid followers of our predictive playlists are already aware of which song follows. Interested in receiving our weekly selection of mathematical clues? Visit your local predictory.
One thing that you have to know. Irrationality is good for the workflow. How can that be? How can that be? Infinite, a measure of mystery, unveils the key to logic's asymmetry. How can that be? How can that be? Irrationality. One thing that you must profess: irrationality is a part of our progress. How can that be? How can that be? Using pi, a number without end, evokes a result correct in the dividend. Accept it, and you can plainly see a positive externality, a positive externality, a positive externality. One thing you can plainly see, accept it. In this infinity, can it be a positive externality? One thing, the irrational term, accept it. In the calculation, can it be? Can result in explanations. How can that be? How can that be? How can that be?
You have tuned your receiver to Grand Plan Wireless. We verify before we amplify.
You too can reach the pinnacle of refreshment with Omega Point Tea. Available in standard and recaffeinated versions. A taste this transcendent can only be formulated by the Order of the Ascendant.
Ever bear in mind we are molecular machines, our bodies a tuft of atoms, our minds a result of chemical reactions, our lives predestined along paths clear only in retrospect. Next up, well, the seers among you already know.
Probability and the grand plan. There can be no discussion of the grand plan without also entertaining a deep contemplation of probability. Our ability to predict events to varying degrees of certainty is fundamentally rooted in statistical mathematics. Statistics, at its heart, is not but data. Data that is gathered, collated, and subjected to analysis. But what is the role of chance in that analysis? Let's look at the interpretation of pure chance. If one flips a perfectly balanced coin, it will land on heads with a 1 in 2 chance, or tails with a 1 in 2 chance. But are there really two outcomes? Is there not one specific outcome we can determine? Yes. With complete information, there can be no chance, only outcome. Complete information yields perfect predictions, 100% accuracy, known outcomes. Now we come to one of the most difficult concepts in the Order for initiates to grasp. If the result of the flip of a coin is known to be heads, Is it necessary to flip the coin? Would it not be more efficient to simply go forward as if it had been flipped and proceed with whatever action that flip was intended to choose? If so, what part of that choice was ever left to chance? The answer, of course, is none. Only when there is less than complete information are we reduced to chance. At present, we do not have complete information. Instead, we are still forced to deal in probabilities, expected values, and standard deviations, which lead to the dreaded sigma of probability distributions. By necessity, we are forced to estimate outcomes based on assumed distributions of sample populations. Such a travesty. No, not a travesty, a tragedy. A horror. A horror the Archive will help us avoid. Every bit of data collected, analyzed, and input by our archivists brings us closer to our goal, to the solving of the universal equation. Probability is not enough. Guesses are not enough. Incomplete information leads to inaccurate predictions, which lead to tragedies. We must not guess. We must know. Help us know. Contribute any and all data you can collect to our proud archivists. And you too can say you contributed to the Archive.
That was dedicated to all the innovative minds in the Department of Applied Scientism from their admiring cohort in the Department of Research and Inquiry.
Warning, the following song mentions some actions that are improper, something your fractions should never be.
Generating primes, techniques, and uses. Good day and welcome again to Advanced Abstract Algebraics, Section 4, Session 43. Please continue to enjoy the background music, which I have selected today based on its arithmetic-based harmonic progressions. My name is Edmund Vandersmythe, and I am the Senior Tenured Laureate of the Tertiary Adjunct School of Numenistics for the Order of the Ascendant. Today's lecture will focus on the generation of prime numbers, techniques, and uses thereof. I know. Prime numbers? Why so simplistic? Well, consider this a basic refresher course in remedial numenistics for those new to the order. I will start by explaining what a prime number is, despite the fact that you should have learned that definition decades ago while still in diapers, but no matter. I have been called many things, and repetitious is one of them. I have also been called redundant several times, and once I was called reiterative, if you can believe that. So, prime numbers. What are they? The simplest definition is this. Given the set of natural numbers greater than 1, let's call that set n2, then a prime is any number in the set n2 that is not itself a product of two other numbers in the set n2. A simple definition. Elegant, even. Uplifting. Almost ascendant, you could say, but not redundant. Side note, I am frequently asked why isn't 1 a prime number since nothing can divide it other than itself? And the answer is simple, you silly lay person. Because with such an inclusion to the definition of a prime number, then nothing else would be a prime number. And then what good are prime numbers? Wait, you ask, what good are prime numbers? Why would we want to find and use prime numbers? There are all kinds of abstract number theory applications, and that should and would be sufficient reason to want them. But there are also, how should I say, practical applications, such as maintaining the security of bit cartridges. In fact, our archive uses primes for that reason and many more. The archive incorporates prime numbers for storage and retrieval on its ultra-efficient system of data bricks, as well as using prime numbers in the process of checking its memory stores for corruption, lest its calculations be tainted by such. But if you strive to become a numenistics researcher, there are several open questions in the area of prime number study. One such question is this: is every even member of the set N2 besides 2 a sum of 2 primes? It seems to be so, but no one has ever proven this conjecture. Similarly, are there an infinite number of prime pairs that differ by only 2 in their value? That seems unlikely, but we have been unable to find an upper limit. Perhaps you could discover one of these proofs and become the next senior tenured laureate of the Tertiary Adjunct School of Numenistics for the Order of the Ascendant. Such a lofty, and dare I say, elegant goal. Good disquisitions to you all, and good day.
Traveling at the velocity of light through the vacuum of space on our primary band, this is Grand Plan Wireless, the informed, sourced, peer-reviewed sound of scientism. For those of you away in the field or heads down in research during our last shared learning symposium, we offer the following rescreening of Vicar Magsaysay's presentation.
Welcome to Zeranium and You, a brief accounting of this crucial material. Though minute amounts were first discovered in the Beta Draconis system, Zeranium wasn't found in significant quantities until the terraforming of Cloister and Eden, since it's become the principal power source for all recognized inhabitants of the system. But it's not without its dangers, and, lower risk, efficient utilization took time. Zeranium in its liquid state is volatile and explosive. In its gaseous form, it is toxiferous to organic material, but in its crystal state, it's practically putty in our hands. Not fully safe, of course. You wouldn't sprinkle Zeranium crystals on your nutrient bars, but they won't kill you on immediate contact. Certainly more harvestable in our Zeranium manufactory. Imagine years of jeopardous methodological experiments with extraction, refinement, and processing, from the harvesting of liquid Zeranium to grinding of crystals for higher yields. Now, Zeranium powers everything from laboratories and outposts to craft and weaponry, comparatively safely, and at a greater input-to-output ratio than any other known form of fuel. In closing, a potentially incongruent word of advice: invariably find a way to turn your negatives into positives.
And now, additional data and/or music determined to facilitate cognition. Consistency in your work is wonderful. Consistency in playlists is not. Now for a new song.
The spread, illnesses, and eventual control of the purple berry parasite. OA Archive transcription number 3918-4 begins here. Hello. For the record, my name is Marie de Rothschild, Junior Archivist, Class 4 of the Archive. Today, I would like to talk about irresponsible spread of the purple berry parasite by Auntie's Choice and its numerous subsidiaries and former supernumerary, although that's a different lecture. The spread of this parasite included a corresponding rise in gastrointestinal illnesses and deaths until basic preventative measures were put in place after illness-related costs exceeded corporate profits. As is usual for Auntie's Choice. The purple berry parasite infects nearly 100% of all purple berry bushes, both in the wild, on corporate farms, and even in our hydroponic collectives. Originally discovered on a single colony world, the purple berry plant was subsequently spread throughout the colonies due to Auntie's Choice's poorly regulated interstellar shipping. Well, actually, it was due to Spacer's Choice, which somehow merged with another company to become Auntie's Choice. Honestly, these corporate interactions make little sense to me, as they mostly amount to relabeling assets and changing letterhead and mascot cartoons. So I will just refer to them as Auntie's Choice going forward, even though that may offend some of my more literal-minded colleagues. But I digress. The purple berry plant was at first thought to be poisonous, as the early colonists eating its berries died from the most potent of discharges this documentarian has ever witnessed in a rare Auntie's Choice lab recording in our archive. which we acquired from a corporate defector to the Protectorate before our stellar system was sealed and the Order ceased daily interactions with our Protectorate allies. But again, I digress. Belated testing by Auntie's Choice's unlettered scientists showed that the berries were not poisonous at all. Instead, they were infected with a microscopic parasite, the purpleberry parasite, or PBP, as it is colloquially called in Auntie's Choice's records. More specifically, the PBP eggs are found in every berry of an infected plant, where these eggs have been subdermally injected by the second stage of the parasite. But I am getting ahead of myself. Let's examine the PBP life cycle in detail. After an infected berry is eaten by a host, the microscopic eggs inside the berries are exposed to the host's digestive enzymes, which trigger their hatching. These parasites enter their second stage as spiky, worm-like creatures with outsized, pincer-like mandibles, which then proceed to feed on the host directly, ingesting tissue and blood along the entire intestinal tract. These worms are eventually expelled when they reach a size of approximately 2 centimeters in length, and they then seek out nearby purpleberry plants to lay their eggs in the ripening purpleberries. And I should add that the plants are well fertilized in this entire process. Also, as the expelled contents contain undigested purpleberry seeds, the distribution of the plants is increased, helping infected purpleberry plants to spread farther and grow better than uninfected ones. Perhaps unsurprisingly, careless Auntie's Choice scientists mislabeled this case of obvious symbiosis, given how both the purpleberry plant and its parasite are benefited by the relationship, as a parasitical relationship. Given that initial classification error, it's a wonder the Auntie's Choice scientists managed to ascertain any subsequent safeguards at all. After some additional casualties, plodding Auntie's Choice field researchers discovered that co-native planetary fauna was well adapted to the parasite and hardly affected by it to any large amount. But human colonists were not so fortunate. The PBP worms disrupted the human internal biome to such a degree that the eventual correspondingly large immune response leads to violently explosive diarrhea, resulting in the expelling of the worms, the berries, and most of the person's gastrointestinal tract. Human casualty rates were close to 100%, even when reluctantly given medical attention by Auntie's Choice doctors, who were more concerned with upselling unnecessary procedures or prescribing expensive ointments such as their antibiotics, a topical cream that offers no benefit to the dying patient except possibly smoothing away stubborn wrinkles, according to product literature. However, given the purpleberry's non-zero nutritional value and low growing costs, impatient Auntie's Choice administration officials directed their labs to find ways to remove the parasite from the berry. A variety of methods were tested and found effective, but they were all time-consuming and wasteful of the edible portion of the purpleberries, so these methods were deemed non-cost-effective and rejected out of hand. Eventually, the answer was found not in a lab, but in a history book. Specifically, a history text on Saltuna, a crossbreed of 2 different earth fish species called salmon and tuna, was found that contained a reference to anisakid nematodes, or salmon worms, with an estimated 70 to 90% of all salmon being infected by these parasites. More importantly, the text contained the solution to eradicating these parasites: freezing. The simple and obvious, yet untried, act of freezing the salmon meat killed the embedded parasites. A quick test showed the same procedure worked on PBP eggs, although without quite 100% effectiveness. The remaining parasite eggs were not removed, a method that was judged too wasteful and expensive, since they increased the protein content of the berries without affecting their texture or flavor in any discernible way. The microscopic egg remains were simply too small to be seen or felt by the unaided eyes and tongues of their consumers, so Auntie's Choice administrators were satisfied with this inept solution. Purple berries are now a common nutritional and flavoring agent throughout the colony worlds. Mindless Auntie's Choice consumers especially purchase a large variety of purpleberry-themed foods and beverages, all of them mislabeled parasite-free. More accurately, the label should read live parasite-free. But in any case, Auntie's Choice once again demonstrated their contempt for their customers, for nature, and for any pretense of safety. Another reason this documentarian is grateful for our order's fabricated nutritional foodstuffs. OA Archive transcription number 3918-4 ends here.
As determined, you're listening to Grand Plan Wireless. For transpiring events, philosophical profundities, informed insight into the future, also music. Auntie's Choice just suffered an involuntary 15% reduction in workforce, an unfortunate surprise to all personnel. Something that would never happen with the Order, where our predictions help guide our people's lives with peak efficiency, from cradle to grave. What happens next may surprise you, but not us. And now, more music to perform advanced calculations by.
Anticipate the answers, to terminate the errors, and liberate our lives, to integrate ideas, and dissipate disasters. Extrapolate its outcomes. We need the universal equation. We need the universal equation.
Next, the latest field data validating or repudiating our forecasts and relevant informational details for near-present and future calculations. An unfortunate event has transpired. A massive explosion at Alexandra Monastery in Matriarch's Mercy has sent rocky debris raining down upon inhabited areas below. Yet, on a favorable note, this event has positively validated Seer Wiley's exclusion zone predictions. The aforesaid debris landed in the forewarned areas with an 89.3% accuracy. Additionally, through the efforts of Administrator Agarwal, no members of the displaced were housed in these locations at the time.
End message with an emphatic sign-off such as, "You'll never be sad when you have solutions." Oh, that apparently was a note to self, not to be read aloud.
Further beneficial content soon follows. This popular number has been conclusively proven to promote cognitive function. And now, constructually compelling yet categorically veracious statements regarding products researched and designed to increase energy, efficiency, creativity, and focus. Attention order acolytes, perfection now exists in sandwich form. Our scienticians have created the perfect BLT sandwich. It is balanced, layered, and tasteful. You may cease your search for complete lunchtime fulfillment, for it has arrived. You are welcome. From the Order of the Ascendant. Never forget, we will unlock humanity's true potential. In due course, in due time, each fulfilling our prescribed role within the grand plan. Next up, well, the seers among you already know.
It's not enough to say you think so without defending your position. We won't accept a hunch or feeling, an idea based on intuition. Prove it, yes you must prove it, prove it, prove it, prove it, just deduce it. A proof is a deducible argument that removes any confusion. For a mathematical equation, logically guaranteeing the conclusion. Using inference and logic to cover all the bases, and with reason and deduction, so it's always true in all possible cases. Prove it, yes you must prove it, prove it, prove it, prove it, just deduce it. Prove it, yes you must prove it, prove it, prove it, prove it, just deduce it. Show us how it works. What's a basic proof? Let's show how it works. Here's a basic proof. The sum of two even numbers, this you can believe in. The sum of two even numbers always comes out even. A very proven proof. That is how it works. That's a basic proof. Can you give another, one more basic proof? When a triangle exists with an angle that is right, square their shorter sides, shorter base and height. The sum of those squares will always be of use as the square of the longest side, the hypotenuse. A very proven proof. You think you know it all, the answer's in your heart. Unless you show the proof, your theory will be picked apart. Your theory will be picked apart. Prove it, yes you must prove it, prove it, prove it, prove it, just deduce it. Prove it, yes you must prove it, prove it, prove it, prove it, just deduce it. If you cannot prove it, take your theory and remove it. You must prove it.
This melodious little ditty was dedicated to novice Gertrude Powell. Your nominate admirers taking great interest in your figure work and projections.
The following song has been determined to facilitate abstract thinking and constructive rumination.
In ancient times we learned of their existence. When triangles first measured by their distance on a sea that was well known as the Aegean, discovered by and named Pythagorean. No ratio of two numbers or fractional. These numbers that we henceforth call irrational. Can you give me an example that is true? Of course. The number when you square the root of 2. Explain. An isosceles right triangle. The smaller sides are measured both as 1. The length of the longest side then cannot fully be expressed by anyone. They're irrational, 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 irrational. Remainder is mishmashinal. Are there any numbers you can name us? Are there any numbers that are famous? A ratio known as golden. It is written as the Greek letter phi. From the Fibonacci set beholden, second only to the number known as pi. Pi is a worldwide phenomenon. Attempt to square a circle and you'll need it. Don't confuse it with its homonym sibling. It's a number you cannot eat it. They're irrational, 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 irrational. Remainder is mishmashinal. What's a number that has no ending? A number that we call transcending. A mathematics man named Euler. His work was that of genius and astounding. His number you see as a lowercase e to calculate with interest compounding. They're irrational, 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 irrational. Remainder is mishmashinal. These numbers are so monumental. They're also known as transcendental. They're irrational, 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 irrational. Remainder is mishmashinal. They're irrational, 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 irrational. Remainder is mishmashinal. These numbers are
This is Grand Plan Wireless, broadcasting soothing tunes for your audio canal and enriching content for your cerebral cortex around the chronometer until we achieve ascension. Valued students of the Order of the Ascendant, recent fascinating but alarming astronomical events require your immediate and undivided cognitive attention. The main rift anomaly has undergone a sudden destabilization event, spiking in mass and activity, surging 17.2% into a web-like construct spanning 0.17 astronomical units. The geometrical math underlying this energetic intensification reshapes our understanding of exponential dynamics. No exaggeration, we will spend years analyzing this phenomenon. Yet we must suppress our curiosity for the moment. It has become clear that both the large and localized rifts have transitioned into an existential threat to the entire colony. Why our Vicar Laureate was nearly consumed by the rift's runaway expansion while on an important research excursion. He barely escaped being reduced to his constituent nucleons. Our seers predict with a 37.6% certainty that the localized rifts across Arcadia will also intensify. If you observe something, write something, citing sources and submitting for peer review, of course. Thus, we will save humanity and preserve the rifts for laboratory study, a logical course of action with no risk of mishap.
Now do carry on. And as always, anticipate and calculate.
Continuing as predetermined. Avid followers of our predictive playlists are already aware of which song follows. Interested in receiving our weekly selection of mathematical clues? Visit your local predictory.
You've gathered your data through observation. You're looking for variables with some relation. You've noticed a pattern, a pattern, a
listening to Grand Plan Wireless, Arcadia's voice of reason. Join the Order of the Ascendant and experience the beauty and elegance of the well-formulated plan. You'll never forget your first higher-order logarithmic differentiation. Keep put, much is left to come. And now a song from a composer predicted to have 3 well-liked melodies and become allergic to water this year.
When we first met, your eyes pierced mine like an ionic bond. I felt it in my nucleus, your obsession with jewels and thermodynamics set my heart ablaze. It felt so hypothalamic. In our dynamic process, the temperature increased. It never remained constant. It was impossible to decrease. Caught in a catalyst leading to combustion, joined in a synthesis, a flawless combination of this fatal attraction. Did we ever find a perfect calculation? Were we destined to a faulty form of passion? When we talked about the role of oxygen, you broke my heart when you countered that with phlogiston. In our dynamic process, the temperature increased. It never remained constant. It was impossible to decrease. Caught in a catalyst leading to combustion. Stuck in entropy from chaos to decomposition of this fatal attraction. This fatal attraction. This fatal attraction.
Traveling at the velocity of light through the vacuum of space on our primary band, this is Grand Plan Wireless, the informed, sourced, peer-reviewed sound of scientism. Colleagues, we are living in astounding yet increasingly difficult to predict times. One need look no further than the rift intensification event. It is no great leap to hypothesize the rifts present an extinction-level threat. How fascinating. And worth noting how our Arcadian cohabitators view this energetic phenomenon. The incursive bit brokers in Auntie's Choice perceive the rifts as an exploitable resource once someone figures out how to stabilize them. No great cognitive feat to deduce that someone is us. Meanwhile, those chronic underthinkers in the Protectorate are taking their textbook propagandized approach, outwardly heralding the rifts as a portent of their vaunted paradigm, while no doubt inwardly seeking their own means to mitigate their peril. This is not idle speculation. The Protectorate is operating their own laboratory dedicated to rift research, the Interstitial Reconfiguration Center on Praetor. We remain skeptical of the Protectorate's research, given their lack of any staff academically lettered and duly accredited in the fields of scientism. In fact, it is likely the rift threat would never have escalated if the Protectorate had simply included us in their research from the outset. And yet we should not dismiss their clumsy attempts outright. Even a stopped chronometer is accurate twice in a daily cycle. Perhaps their efforts were not fraught with error. In the interim, you may reliably rely on these airwaves to deliver relevant and well-sourced information about the rift situation.
That is all for now. Until next time, keep hail and mind your calculations. Unlike parallel lines, I hope someday we'll meet.
And now, additional data and/or music determined to facilitate cognition. Warning, the following song mentions some actions that are improper, something your fractions should never be.
We were once two separate points. We had no connection till the aim of the order gave us both direction. Then we were parallel lines traveling into infinity, never to meet, yet in such close proximity. And then one day our eyes did meet, and fate set into motion that telltale surge of dopamine and increased oxytocin, so adrift within a flood of hormonal persuasion. I shall share with you now my heart's complex equation.
have tuned your receiver to Grand Plan Wireless. We verify before we amplify. Make Pinnacle Meal Replacement Bars the complete part of your daily meals and of the plan. Designed for optimal nutritional extraction, they also taste acceptable. From the Order of the Ascendant. Whimsical computational jest 37A, be like the minus operator and make a difference today. Consistency in your work is wonderful. Consistency in playlists is not. Now for a new song.
Your postulates are not right. Your proof sending is out of sight. You forgot your promises. That's what the source of medicine. You forgot your promises. That's what the source of medicine. You've got to check your proof. No time to act aloof. Is it you forgot your promises. That's what the source of medicine. You forgot your promises. That's what the source of medicine. Your premises are wrong. Your assumptions are not strong. Is it you forgot your premises. That's what the source of medicine. You forgot your premises. That's what the source of medicine. Be careful what you postulate. Those terms change what you calculate. Is it you forgot your premises. That's what the source of medicine. You forgot your premises. That's what the source of medicine.
As was long since foreordained, that song was requested by the Department of Predictive Analysis and Ossification.
The following song has been determined to facilitate abstract thinking and constructive rumination. Next, the latest field data validating or repudiating our forecasts and relevant informational details for near present and future calculations. A general reminder for the especially studious: monitor your step when traversing between academical appointments. Do not read and walk. If you must operate near or adjacent to said conspicuous dimensional disturbances, please take additional care. Eyes forward, noses out of academic journals.
So ends this missive.
Further beneficial content soon follows. This popular number has been conclusively proven to promote cognitive function.
Three point 1415926 5358 979323846 264 8841971639 937 How many digits in pi? How many numbers am I? How many digits in pi? How many numbers am I? How many digits in pi? How many numbers am I? Four, 5923078 16406286208 998628348253421 How many digits in pi? How many numbers am I? How many digits in pi? How many numbers am I? How many numbers am I?
Broadcasting cognitive resonance across Arcadia, this is Grand Plan Wireless.
What you think about, you bring about. The Order advocates for no less than 6 hours of uninterrupted rumination on the universal equation per day.
Stay tuned for what follows. And now, more music to perform advanced calculations by.
Q recommended. QED Cordero demonstrandum. Hard to recall. Here's an easy acronym. QED. Quickly elucidate and demonstrate. QED. Get to the point and do not vacillate. You've checked your work and verified your data. Send in your proof. Don't wait for later. You've crossed your T's. You've dotted your I's. The only thing that's left is publicize. QED. Quickly elucidate and demonstrate. QED. Get to the point and do not vacillate. Quickly elucidate and demonstrate. QED. Get to the point and do not vacillate.
And now, constructually compelling yet categorically veracious statements regarding products researched and designed to increase energy, efficiency, creativity, and focus.
Healthy food can be grown in soil, but even healthier food can be grown in a laboratory. 100% Fabwich. Our Fabwich packaging is as airtight as any proof by the charismatic mathematician.
From the Order of the Ascendant. An ease-setting witticism to confer to colleagues at break time, the universal equation should maturate more rapidly and solve its own problems. And now a song from a composer predicted to have 3 well-liked melodies and become allergic to water this year.
Do not worry when things become complicated. You went to school and studied, then matriculated. There's no need to suffer from perplexity in the face of a source of large complexity. Complexity is partially imaginary. Complexity is partially imaginary. No need for fear, the concept isn't very scary. Complexity is partially imaginary. You can handle it if you stay very wary, calculating the center of gravity of a shape possessing concavity, or a shape with manifold convexity. You can manage any such complexity. Complexity is partially imaginary. No need for fear, the concept isn't very scary. Complexity is partially imaginary. You can handle it if you stay very wary. Complexity is partially imaginary.
You have tuned your receiver to Grand Plan Wireless. We verify before we amplify.
Eat complex food bars. Every real bar is packaged with an imaginary piece for you to enjoy later.
From the Order of the Ascendant. A statement with dual meaning. People who hate numbers do not count as much as the rest. Avid followers of our predictive playlists are already aware of which song follows. Interested in receiving our weekly selection of mathematical clues? Visit your local predictory.
1, 2, 3, 5, 8. 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. Function f to the n equaling our starting zen. Function fn minus 1 plus the fn minus 2. In all cases that we know, starting where n is so low. Now you know just what to do. Start the cycle, here's the cue. It's Fibonacci, a sequence largely summing to preceding numbers, gives us math that brings us wonders. Define the recurrence relation, get us to sequence summation. It's Fibonacci from Liber Abaci. Gazing upon the golden spiral, a part that's quite so vital, arcing in a circle motion, giving squares to perfect quotient, 0, 1, 1, and again, 2, 3, 5, and 8, and then 13, 21, not 2, 34, we're counting through. It's Fibonacci, a sequence largely summing to preceding numbers, gives us math that brings us wonders. Define the recurrence relation, get us to sequence summation. It's Fibonacci from Liber Abaci. The Fibonacci sequence is a sequence in which each number is the sum of the two preceding ones. 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, 55, 89, 1, 44, and so on and so forth. It's Fibonacci, a sequence largely to sequence summations of interproceeding numbers with us. Graph that brings us wonders. Define the recurrence relation. Get us to sequence summation. It's Fibonacci from Liber Abaci.
You were just listening to next week's #1 hit. Next up, well, the seers among you already know.
Generating primes, techniques, and uses. Good day and welcome again to Advanced Abstract Algebraics, Section 4, Session 43. Please continue to enjoy the background music, which I have selected today based on its arithmetic-based harmonic progressions. My name is Edmund Vandersmythe, and I am the Senior Tenured Laureate of the Tertiary Adjunct School of Numenistics for the Order of the Ascendant. Today's lecture will focus on the generation of prime numbers, techniques, and uses thereof. I know. Prime numbers? Why so simplistic? Well, consider this a basic refresher course in remedial numenistics for those new to the order. I will start by explaining what a prime number is, despite the fact that you should have learned that definition decades ago while still in diapers. But no matter. I have been called many things, and repetitious is one of them. I have also been called redundant several times, and once I was called reiterative, if you can believe that. So, prime numbers. What are they? The simplest definition is this. Given the set of natural numbers greater than 1, let's call that set n2, then a prime is any number in the set n2 that is not itself a product of two other numbers in the set n2. A simple definition. Elegant, even. Uplifting. Almost ascendant, you could say, but not redundant. Side note, I am frequently asked why isn't 1 a prime number since nothing can divide it other than itself? And the answer is simple, you silly lay person. Because with such an inclusion to the definition of a prime number, then nothing else would be a prime number. And then what good are prime numbers? Wait, you ask, what good are prime numbers? Why would we want to find and use prime numbers? There are all kinds of abstract number theory applications, and that should and would be sufficient reason to want them. But there are also, how should I say, practical applications, such as maintaining the security of bit cartridges. In fact, our archive uses primes for that reason and many more. The archive incorporates prime numbers for storage and retrieval on its ultra-efficient system of data bricks, as well as using prime numbers in the process of checking its memory stores for corruption, lest its calculations be tainted by such. But if you strive to become a numenistics researcher, there are several open questions in the area of prime number study. One such question is this. Is every even member of the set n2 besides 2 a sum of 2 primes? It seems to be so, but no one has ever proven this conjecture. Similarly, are there an infinite number of prime pairs that differ by only 2 in their value? That seems unlikely, but we have been unable to find an upper limit. Perhaps you could discover one of these proofs and become the next Senior Tenured Laureate of the Tertiary Adjunct School of Numenistics for the Order of the Ascendant. Such a lofty, and dare I say, elegant goal. Good disquisitions to you all, and good day.
This is Grand Plan Wireless, broadcasting soothing tunes for your audio canal and enriching content for your cerebral cortex around the chronometer until we achieve ascension. For those of you away in the field or heads down in research during our last shared learning symposium, we offer the following rescreening of Vicar Magsaysay's presentation.
Welcome to Zeranium and You, a brief accounting of this crucial material. Though minute amounts were first discovered in the Beta Draconis system, Zeranium wasn't found in significant quantities until the terraforming of Cloister and Eden, since it's become the principal power source for all recognized inhabitants of the system. But it's not without its dangers, and, lower risk, efficient utilization took time. Zeranium in its liquid state is volatile and explosive. In its gaseous form, it is toxiferous to organic material, but in its crystal state, it's practically putty in our hands. Not fully safe, of course. You wouldn't sprinkle zeranium crystals on your nutrient bars, but they won't kill you on immediate contact. Certainly more harvestable in our zeranium manufactory. Imagine years of jeopardous methodological experiments with extraction, refinement, and processing, from the harvesting of liquid zeranium to grinding of crystals for higher yields. Now, zeranium powers everything from laboratories and outposts to craft and weaponry, comparatively safely, and at a greater input-to-output ratio than any other known form of fuel. In closing, a potentially incongruent word of advice: invariably find a way to turn your negatives into positives.
Continuing as predetermined. Warning, the following song mentions some actions that are improper, something your fractions should never be.
One thing that you have to know: irrationality is good for the workflow. How can that be? How can that be? Infinite, a measure of mystery, unveils the key to logic's asymmetry. How can that be? How can that be? Irrationality. One thing that you must profess: irrationality is a part of our progress. How can that be? How can that be? Using pi, a number without end, evokes a result correct in the dividend. Accept it, and you can plainly see a positive externality, a positive externality, a positive externality. One thing you can plainly see: accept it. In this infinity, can it be a positive externality? One thing, the irrational term, accept it. In the calculation, can it be? Can result in explanations. How can that be? How can that be? How can that be?
As determined, you're listening to Grand Plan Wireless. For transpiring events, philosophical profundities, informed insight into the future, also music. You cannot possibly do the right thing today without knowing what will happen tomorrow. At the Order of the Ascendant, we predict tomorrow so you can have a better today.
If you're feeling anxious about what's next, just wait. Things to come have a way of constantly happening. The future is colliding with the present every moment.
Consistency in your work is wonderful. Consistency in playlists is not. Now for a new song.
Do not
And now, constructually compelling yet categorically veracious statements regarding products researched and designed to increase energy, efficiency, creativity, and focus. Drink Maxima alcohol-free liquor.
The other brands may be 80 proof, but ours has 80 proofs, one printed on each label. Collect and study them all.
From the Order of the Ascendant. Always remember, every moment, every minute calculation brings us closer to solving the universal equation. And now, more music to perform advanced calculations by.
Probability and the grand plan. There can be no discussion of the grand plan without also entertaining a deep contemplation of probability. Our ability to predict events to varying degrees of certainty is fundamentally rooted in statistical mathematics. Statistics, at its heart, is not but data. Data that is gathered, collated, and subjected to analysis. But what is the role of chance in that analysis? Let's look at the interpretation of pure chance. If one flips a perfectly balanced coin, it will land on heads with a 1 in 2 chance, or tails with a 1 in 2 chance. But are there really two outcomes? Is there not one specific outcome we can determine? Yes. With complete information, there can be no chance, only outcome. Complete information yields perfect predictions, 100% accuracy, known outcomes. Now we come to one of the most difficult concepts in the order for initiates to grasp. If the result of the flip of a coin is known to be heads, is it necessary to flip the coin? Would it not be more efficient to simply go forward as if it had been flipped and proceed with whatever action that flip was intended to choose? If so, what part of that choice was ever left to chance? The answer, of course, is none. Only when there is less than complete information are we reduced to chance. At present, we do not have complete information. Instead, we are still forced to deal in probabilities, expected values, and standard deviations, which lead to the dreaded sigma of probability distributions. By necessity, we are forced to estimate outcomes based on assumed distributions of sample populations. Such a travesty. No, not a travesty, a tragedy. A horror. A horror the archive will help us avoid. Every bit of data collected, analyzed, and input by our archivists brings us closer to our goal, to the solving of the universal equation. Probability is not enough. Guesses are not enough. Incomplete information leads to inaccurate predictions, which lead to tragedies. We must not guess. We must know. Help us know. Contribute any and all data you can collect to our proud archivists. And you too can say you contributed to the archive.
You have tuned your receiver to Grand Plan Wireless. We verify before we amplify.
Make your desired outcome be a probabilistic certainty with Pinnacle Vegetable Expulsions.
You enjoyed our casts. Now try our expulsions. From the Order of the Ascendant. A roguish comical remark discovered upon a chalkboard. Auntie's Choice and the Protectorate both count very little. The Order of the Ascendant counts the most. This popular number has been conclusively proven to promote cognitive function.
Show us how it works. What's a basic proof? Let's show how it works. Here's a basic proof. The sum of two even numbers, this you can believe in. The sum of two even numbers always comes out even. A very proven proof. That is how it works. That's a basic proof. Can you give another one more basic proof? When a triangle exists with an angle that is right, square their shorter sides, shorter base and height. The sum of those squares will always be of use as the square of the longest side, the hypotenuse. A very proven proof. You think you know it all, the answer's in your heart. Unless you show the proof, your theory will be picked apart. Your theory will be picked apart. Prove it, yes you must prove it, prove it, prove it, prove it, just deduce it. Prove it, yes you must prove it, prove it, prove it, prove it, just deduce it. If you cannot prove it, take your theory and remove it. You must prove it.
That wasn't the song I was supposed to play. Oh, I forgot to carry the one. The following song has been determined to facilitate abstract thinking and constructive rumination.
Prognosticate the problems and anticipate the answers, to terminate the errors and liberate our lives, to integrate ideas and dissipate disasters. We need a universal equation. We need a universal to obliterate the obstacles and eliminate mistakes, to invigorate invention and proliferate the perfect, to assimilate the archive and extrapolate its outcomes. We need a universal equation. We need a universal equation.
Traveling at the velocity of light through the vacuum of space on our primary band, this is Grand Plan Wireless, the informed, sourced, peer-reviewed sound of scientism. An unfortunate event has transpired. A massive explosion at Alexandra Monastery in Matriarch's Mercy has sent rocky debris raining down upon inhabited areas below. Yet, on a favorable note, this event has positively validated Seer Wiley's exclusion zone predictions. The aforesaid debris landed in the forewarned areas with an 89.3% accuracy. Additionally, through the efforts of Administrator Agarwal, no members of the displaced were housed in these locations at the time.
End message with an emphatic sign-off such as, "You'll never be sad when you have solutions." Oh, that apparently was a note to self, not to be read aloud.
And now, additional data and/or music determined to facilitate cognition. And now, a song from a composer predicted to have 3 well-liked melodies and become allergic to water this year.
These outer worlds are cruel. The universe is cold.
2.7 Kelvin, if truth be told.
Scientism is a lonely field. We research double-blind.
The very fact we found each other boggles the undisciplined mind. I can count on you, you can count on me.
We're the golden ratio,
Geometric harmony. When our theories are challenged,
when we stand on peer review,
you can count on me, and I can count on you. Colleagues can be cold, but academia's always true.
why use double entendres when sextuple ones will do?
You taught me scientismic ways, Eve insisted not foresee.
2 heavenly bodies never at rest.
Shut my fluids to 100 degrees Celsius. Putting facts over feelings, that's scientism's adage.
Together we rise above.
We beat the means average.
We cite each other's sources.
Cite each other's dissertations. In a universe of lonely nights, we have an internet collaboration. I can count on you, you can count on me.
We're the golden ratio,
Geometric harmony. When our theories are challenged,
when we stand on peer review,
you can count on me, and I can count on you.
You are listening to Grand Plan Wireless, Arcadia's voice of reason. Accomplished colleagues, please clear the next 1.7 minutes of your academic calendar for a compact dissertation on current events from Presiding Bishop Ruth Bassar.
Fellow Ascendants, it is not hyperbole to state we live in perilous times for scientism. Spatial anomalies, incursive corporatists, our divisive division from the Protectorate. Not an ideal course of events, yet none represents the peril of which I speak. We cannot choose our trials, only predict them and prepare. We have done both with usual efficiency. Our greatest enemy is distraction. We must not let events outside our control divide our attention, or we risk incongruence with the grand plan. That way lies chaos. We are the order. We cannot control misfortune's ebb and flow, but we can predict it with reasonable precision, as if tracking the tides or charting the shoals. Embrace rational thought, stick to the plan, and unlike our emotional Protectorate brethren, the fair winds of scientism will carry us to ascension.
What happens next may surprise you, but not us. Avid followers of our predictive playlists are already aware of which song follows. Interested in receiving our weekly selection of mathematical clues? Visit your local predictory.
The color of space, a chromospectral analysis. When asked about the average color of space, the famous stellar cartographer Newton Odesgard replied, with no hesitation, beige. To experienced lumen astronomers, his answer was the expected one. But I can already hear the obtuse listener bleating, with their faces contorted into a rictus of ignorance. Wouldn't the average color be black or white, or simply a shade of gray? No, it would not. The answer is rooted in the science of how hot objects absorb and emit light, which answers the ancillary mystery of why there are no green stars. To understand all of this, you must understand the basics of thermal divarication emission theory. The typical piece